클릭해주셔서 감사합니다.
Hello everyone, I'm Raiseo JK. In the previous lecture, we talked about the future of humanity, civilization, and the enormous choices facing the modern world. Today we are going to ask a fascinating question. What happens if scarcity disappears? For all of human history, economics has existed because resources were limited. Humans had to compete for food, energy, land, labor, time. But what if future technology changes this completely? What if artificial intelligence, robotics, and advanced energy systems create a world where basic necessities become almost unlimited? Would economics still exist? Would humans still work? Would capitalism survive? Today we will explore post-scarcity economics, automation, abundance, and the possible future beyond traditional economic systems. Let's begin. First, let's remember the foundation of economics. Economics exists because scarcity exists. Human wants are unlimited, resources are limited. This forces humans to make choices. Who gets what? How should resources be distributed? What should societies produce? But throughout history, technology repeatedly reduced scarcity. Agriculture reduced food scarcity. Industrialization reduced manufacturing scarcity. The internet reduced information scarcity. Technology constantly expands human productive power. Now let's discuss automation again. Artificial intelligence and robotics are rapidly increasing productivity. Machines can already manufacture products, to drive vehicles, analyze information, generate art, write text, assist scientific research. Future systems may become dramatically more powerful if machines eventually produce most goods and services efficiently. Societies may experience something historically unprecedented, extremely low production costs. Now here is the important question. If abundance becomes possible, what happens to work? For most of history, survival required labor. Humans worked because they needed food, shelter, and security. But if technology can provide basic necessities cheaply, the relationship between work and survival may fundamentally change. Some futurists imagine societies where humans work far less than today. Others believe entirely new forms of work and creativity will emerge. Now let's discuss universal basic income again. One proposed response to extreme automation is UBI. Under Universal Basic Income, governments would provide citizens with a guaranteed basic income regardless of employment status. Supporters argue this could reduce poverty, stabilize society, allow more freedom, help people transition during automation. Critics worry about costs, incentives, inflation, political feasibility. The debate continues. Now let's discuss energy. Many futurists believe energy abundance could transform civilization dramatically. If humanity develops extremely cheap and clean energy sources, societies could potentially solve many problems involving water, transportation, manufacturing, agriculture. Energy abundance could reduce many forms of scarcity simultaneously. Now here is another important issue. Even if material scarcity decreases, other forms of scarcity may remain. For example, status, attention, meaning, human relationships, time. Humans may continue competing for social recognition and influence even in highly abundant societies. This means economics may evolve rather than disappear completely. Now let's discuss human purpose. If survival no longer requires constant labor, what would humans do? This may become one of the deepest philosophical questions of the future. Would people focus more on art, science, relationships, exploration, creativity, learning, or would societies experience boredom, instability, and loss of meaning? Modern civilization already struggles with questions of identity and purpose. Post-scarcity societies could intensify these questions even further. Now let's think about inequality again. Advanced technology could either reduce inequality or increase it dramatically. Why? Because whoever controls powerful technologies may control enormous wealth and influence. Future societies may face major political questions about ownership, access, distribution, technological power. Technology alone does not automatically create fairness. Now here is another important idea. Post-scarcity may not arrive equally across the world. Some countries could become technologically abundant while others remain poor. This means global inequality could remain an enormous challenge even in highly advanced futures. Now let's connect this to economics itself. Traditional economics focuses heavily on scarcity, labor, and production, but future economics may increasingly focus on distribution, meaning, sustainability, human well-being, governance of technology. The future economy may become less about survival and more about managing abundance responsibly. Now here is one final important idea. Human civilization may eventually face a strange paradox. For thousands of years, humans struggled to overcome scarcity. But if humanity succeeds too well, humans may then need to learn how to live meaningfully in abundance. That could become one of the greatest transitions in human history itself. So let's summarize today's lecture. Economics exists because scarcity exists. However, technology continuously reduces scarcity through productivity and innovation. Artificial intelligence, robotics, and advanced energy systems may eventually create highly abundant societies. This could fundamentally transform work, capitalism, and human life itself. But even in a post-scarcity future, societies would still face questions involving meaning, inequality, governance, and human purpose. And because technology changes civilization faster than ever before, the future of economics may become deeply connected to the future of humanity itself. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this lecture, please like and subscribe. And in the next video, we will discuss another fascinating question. Could humanity ever create the perfect economy? See you next time.